the Joe Garcia Show last year. We said that last week was our last show, but this week it's a special report. The superintendent, Greg Wojcicki, has sent out the budget cuts. There are lots of cuts coming from the elementary school, especially with the middle school and high school staff. We'll get that. Also, the sports staff they're cutting, the reduction in classes, the reduction in elementary classes. So we'll get all about that. We also got news on the Summer Basketball Recreational League. Get your sign up now. The season begins Monday, July 11th or Wednesday, July 13th. The games begin at 5:30. Monday nights, the 15 through 8-year-old boys. Wednesday nights, 12 through 14-year-old boys. So I will try to be there, but you know, I'm busy. I got people to go, places to see. And yes, the show will return this summer at Payne Park. So all you fans out there who have been watching the show, you will be able to get more of this guy. Joe Garcia Show on YCRN. Welcome back to Joe Garcia Show on YCRN on the Youth Center Radio Network. It's our final day here at the Youth Center. There's been some cheers and some tears so far today. The Joe Garcia Show on YCRN brought to you by our favorite drink here at the Youth Center, Sprug Coke. Here is Ryan.
Sprug Coke!
If you're broke, drink a Sprug Coke.
Yeah!
Sprug Coke, the proud sponsor of the Joe Kraus Radio Show on YCRN.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you. Have a
Peace
great
out,
summer.
America!
Well, thank you, Ryan, for your awesome Sprug Coke, the newest invention. I don't know. I think that we should send it out to all the cafeterias in NT, correction, maybe all of Western New York. Now, personally, I haven't tasted it, but Louis McGill, who has been addicted to it since day one, he has said that he has a hangover the day after, but he says that it is the best drink in the world. No offense to Pepsi. All right, so let's get down to business here. Superintendent Wojcicki came out with this message in this month's the budget edition of the NT Spirit. Here is his message. The budget process for 2011-2012 school year has been a difficult and challenging one, with the decrease in state funding and the loss of stimulus funds. Huge word, stimulus. The Board of Education and himself found that in the difficult position of cutting programs that have long helped define the face of North Tonawanda education. While everyone will not agree with the cuts, he says that he believes that the board and himself did a good job of trimming back in almost every area of the budget, and they hope that becoming more focused and stronger as a result of this budget. They are currently looking at longer range plans that will give them a stronger educational program and a leaner budget. And over the next 5 to 10 years, the district will need to right size and adjust its curriculum to be in line with recent changes the state, New York, has adopted for all districts by 2014. So, I mean, not everyone's going to agree with these cuts. Some of them I don't agree with, but you know, that's just my opinion. It sort of is hard to be a superintendent of a school district because you have to cut lots of stuff, but you also gotta not cut too much. And our economy has just been down right now. And this is probably something that Louis would say if he was here. He has been at my baseball game today. Thanks for bailing out on me, Louis. But that's probably something that Louis would say. So, you know, I mean, I don't know if it will come actually out of his mouth. I mean, he has a lower voice in mind, and, you know, he probably would say it a different way, more than an analyst would say it. He would probably make it sound a little funny. So, you know, I mean, I understand that it can be hard, and it probably is probably one of the toughest jobs. It's like being the president. I mean, the president has been, it's probably a challenging job for a president. So here are the cuts. There is reduction going to be in the elementary library and art, which in my opinion is confusing because kids have to be able to be artistic. I mean, not everyone's going to be able to do bookwork as good. So, you know, I mean, how are the kids going to be able to read? That's the question too, because maybe the books that they're reading in class isn't their type of novel or book, and they want to read a different book, but they can't because they're cutting the library. And for the art thing, it's taking away another point of how you're showing yourself. So, I mean, I don't know. They're eliminating the elementary foreign language and the gifted and talented programming. We're going to get Nick Kraus in a couple minutes. He was part of the Spruce GT thing before Mrs. Devion retired a couple years ago, and we're going to get his opinion on why they shouldn't cut the gifted and talented program. They're reducting middle school staff, and today I've been hearing rumor that there's been a petition going on in the middle school to keep one of the 7-8 teachers, Mr. DeFrida. So everyone's been signing it. So they're trying to save their good teacher, their good friend, their good mentor. So there's going to be a reduction in elementary classes. There's going to be reductions in the administrative reductions. They're eliminating freshman basketball and football, as well as modified sports. And we talked about this last week when Louis Medina was here, and he said this before. He said that modified football, if you want to play football in high school, you don't want to send them out there in the high school taking on teams from Lockport and Orchard Park if they're not going to have any experience. He says that modified football is the beginning of the circle of life of NT football. So I don't know. I mean, they shouldn't cut it in, save for freshman basketball and football, because now 7th graders and 8th graders. My brother he got the physical for going out for the basketball and the baseball. Well, I know for baseball, but really you're going to make 7th graders and 8th graders go out for JV, because JV, the people that have been in the high school, if they don't get on the team and a 7th grader does, they're going to be really upset, because, but I just think it's unfair, making them, and Alex, you probably agree too, right? Because, you're making them go for the challenge. So, I don't know. They're eliminating summer school, and I know that you have to cut stuff, but I think that this is a huge thing that is probably on everyone's mind when they probably read this paper. The parents will have the option to pay. Now, yes, it is a punishment, and kids hate it, but it's either either your parents pay, or you have to do the same grade over again. And last time my English teacher showed us the grades, she didn't tell us the names, but someone had a 23 in English. How do you get a 23 in English? Do you have any ideas, Alex? Any ideas? I mean, it's probably you don't do any work or something. I don't know who, but I don't know. But it is a punishment, but it's either depending. Do you want to repeat the same grade that you failed again? There is a reduction to the high school staff too, and the kids, the classes are going to get bigger. One of the teachers at the middle school today, or a couple days ago, told me that in the high school, one teacher has 30 to 35 kids in a class. So that's probably a lot of kids, so it's going to be hard. And they're eliminating the funding for hockey. And now we're not sure if it's the modified hockey. Do you think it's the modified?
I think it's everything.
Wow. It's everything. And the modified hockey team, they're really good. They won their opener against Orchard Park 4-1, and that's just cutting down the opportunity for some of those guys to possibly go into NHL, possibly becoming a Sabre, possibly bring home the cup for the Sabres, cutting that. So, and he said in this message of the budget. So, I don't know. Some of them, maybe they could have cut something else instead of, they could have cut something like one teacher instead of more than one school. So that's ridiculous, because, I mean, it's Facts Club, and you have to learn how to clean. I mean, guys, I know we have, but we gotta do it. We gotta learn. So, active on the March Regional League, Illinois 15 to 18-year-old boys, Illinois 12 through 14-year-old boys. There used to be girls' league, only 4 weeks of practice. I don't know. $10 per resident. Is that? Yep, that's right. The game's at the Payne Park basketball courts next and Julie Science and you schedule Jersey. I've heard a couple of people that they're actually there's so tank tops, so that must be cool. And there will be there. I will try to make it. I wasn't on. I don't. I'm over. A quick break. Nick, something about the show. I'm brought to you by
Coke.
News. I am riding solo because my mother, who I deeply love, I have to do my show all alone. I mean, I don't have. All I have is a Coke guy, which it's a good thing. So it's. I don't know. Ryan, you might as well sponsor it again. This show is brought to you by
Coke.
Proud sponsor of the Joe Kraus Radio Show on YCRN.
Don't go broke, just drink.
Center Radio Network. Yeah, I got the talent. Yeah, I listen to a lot of radio, so I know how to do it. Okay, so let's back to business now. Very quickly, annual election and budget vote. It's Tuesday, May 8th this year. Alum Student Activity Center on Meadow Drive from noon to 9 p.m. So I don't know how this is gonna go down, but it went on. Alex and I were talking about, for the modified sports, they're gonna cut all of them eventually, and I think that the coaches shouldn't be paid. I mean, they should at least have enough. It should be like a voluntarial thing. Like, isn't it voluntarial, Alex? Isn't Coach Eric and them volunteer for the basketball? So I think that the coaches should volunteer play in a league, the Boys and Girls Club, and the coach volunteer. They don't, unlike the modified sports, but they might not have another job. That might just be their only job, so they have to get paid. I don't know how this is gonna get broken down. I mean, you please everyone, and so I get annoyed by my dad. I'm starting to realize what he's really saying. So you can't please everyone, and I think that's what the super is trying to do. He's trying to please everyone, but he just can't. He just can't, because if he cuts something, it's gonna affect a bunch of people, and if he doesn't cut something, that I don't know. But hopefully you people out there know what I'm trying to say. I mean, he has a hard job, and must be really hard to be a superintendent. So I don't know. Let's move to years now. Bills defensive end Phil, the 27th inductee the Bills Wall of Fame. He played for the Bills from 1991 to 2021, and is third behind Bruce Smith most games played as a Bill. Congratulations to him. But apparently my teacher, Mr. Lag, said that his name is Phil, not Chris Hansen. And he's a defensive end because he studies defensive ends and because it's an end in football. So thank you, Mr. Lag, for that clarification. We got NHL and NBA. Celtics and Heat renewing it Saturday night for Game 3. Oh man, if only we had the highlight from that Game 2, and LeBron just totally went past Ray Allen with the dunk and Tom Boston to finish your breakfast. So, that was really impressive. It was like the swing on a vine thing, so it was like on the monkey bars. That's how cool it was. Bulls and Hawks, they play tonight too. They're tied at 1. Lakers down 2-0 against the Mavericks. And the wow, I wrote the wrong thing today. The Grizzlies take on the Thunder, not the Spurs. The Grizzlies surprisingly took down the Spurs. So, I mean, Zach Randolph, everyone says that he is a good player, but everyone just puts him in the back of their fridge. I mean, he's been good for the past decade, but they put him in the back of their fridge. Like, there's probably stuff in the fridge here that's probably, and he's really good. And they just decided to put him in the back of the fridge, and no one really talks about it. Flyers and Bruins. Flyers have to win this series. They just have to. here's why. Because they knocked off Buffalo, and Buffalo fans are going to be so ticked off if Boston wins tonight. And here is why. The Flyers knocked off Buffalo, and now Philly has to win the Stanley Cup. This is coming from me, this is coming from Louie, this is coming from Alex, this is coming from Buffalo. Philly has to win. So, Mr. Lafayette, you better get it together. I believe that's his name. Mr. Peter Lafayette. You have to get your act you gotta tell your team to get their act together, because they have to get back in this series and win the cup. Canucks up over the Predators 3-1, same with the Sharks over the Red Wings. So, I don't understand why these series are lopsided, because the Capitals, who got swept by the Lightning, I don't understand why these series are lopsided when the first round is going into 7 games. Maybe it's because they're tired. Maybe it's because the one team's trying to give up. I don't know. I mean, there is some stuff in this world that I don't know. I don't know why girls like Justin Bieber. That's one of the things.
Boo!
I don't know. Yes, thank you, Ryan. I don't know why. I don't know why Tom Brady gets all this credit for doing nothing. I mean, I know he's won 3 Super Bowls, but I don't know why everyone treats him like a celebrity. And I don't know why that every ESPN analyst, I like ESPN, but I don't know why every ESPN analyst has to make it seem that Buffalo is a bad place. I don't know why. Happy 80th birthday to Willie Mays. He's 80 years old. Wow, say hey kid. And the Jacks won last night over Franklin Mill, 8-5. Taylor Molat's 4 innings, 12 strikeouts. Looks like we got a Roy Halladay here in NT. And Willie Medina, he was DH, the designated hitter for the Jacks. His foot has kept him out of the outfield. So, but he said it was probably the luckiest game. He went 2 for 4, and he well got out on this one play. He said it was a pop fly, and the guy dropped it. And then there was this other hit. He said, I believe it was another pop fly, but these two guys collided, and he was able to get the ball. So go Jacks, go Lady Jacks. They lost by 4 runs yesterday. I don't know what the score is. The girls have told me not to mention it. And Tori Mellis, she has scored 2 goals for the Lady Jacks lacrosse team. So congratulations to her, number 7. Tori Mellis. I don't know, that's probably something they would say. That's it for our show. We will be back in the summer. Please get your flyer, get your application to play for the Summer Basketball Recreational League. That's gonna be fun, that's gonna be fun. Remember, $10 present if you live in NT, $20 if you are out of NT. So if you are deciding to play and you're from Tonawanda, yeah, you have to pay $20. So, that's it for our show today. Thank you for all our fans. We'd like to thank Ryan Zimmerman, our Coke guy. Thank you for sitting down, getting in your mad scientist mode, and creating that drink. We'd like to thank Louis Medina, who couldn't be here today, but hopefully he wins that game, because if he doesn't, I will be ticked off. So, Louis, you better win tonight, because I will be coming after you. If you guys don't win, you had to ditch me. We'd like to also thank Dylan Lopat. He was only on once, but that show, and Alex remembers it too, that show was probably the best show.
I remember that.
The best show ever. And, we'd like to have you on again, maybe do the Charleston next time, or come up with another dance. This is for our show today. Thank you, and hopefully save Mr. G and save the koalas. Thank you. Good night.